Hello and welcome, everybody. It's Coach Action Jackson, and this is Action Jackson Fitness Client Success Stories. I'm here with a rock star of mine. His name's Fernando. He went through the program 16 weeks, absolutely crushed it. He did such a great job. I wanted to share his story. He lost 18 pounds. He lost just over 3% body fat. And more importantly, he lost 6 inches off of his waist, going from no pack to six pack. His photos look incredible, just insane. I'm so proud of him, and I'm happy to bring him on. Fernando, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Coach. Glad to be here.
Why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and just a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Fernando Almenas, and I am originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Live now in Connecticut, in the United States. And I'm a doctor and an anesthesiologist by trade, and work long hours, unpredictable schedules. So I've been on my journey to become healthy and be a better person myself. And finally, I found something that can work around my schedule, takes the guesswork out of it, and it's been great. I have a great success. Like you said, I'm very happy to be here.
Wonderful. Well, we're happy to have you here. And one of the things I want to start with is, I think, an area that will help a lot of people out there, because so many people struggle with two things. The first thing is having a job that demands a lot from them, a high stress, demanding job. And you have that, but you also have an unpredictable schedule. So that's like a double whammy for most people. It's something that is almost insurmountable, but you've been able to manage it with such grace and such flexibility. How have you been able to do that?
So it's important to do time management around what the time that you are able to dedicate to the program is. First, you need to get the drive, you need to have the motivation, you need to want to do this, and then you work around your schedule. I have, some of the flexibilities that I have some weeks off, I can catch up and do the program as intended on the days that you tell me to work out, not to work out, but on a regular day when that may happen, I'm on call and the phone rings and I have to go back in and work. So, well, I gotta pause this. I gotta do my work on an off day and kind of switch things around on the fly. But at the end of the week, I've been able to do everything that the program requires me to do.
Got it. So getting pretty good at time management is one thing. And what's interesting about that is there's this great book called 168 by this woman named Laura Vanderkam, where she outlines how, well, in her words, easy it can be when you're a little bit more proactive and flexible with your schedule, how much time people really have. And so many people just waste a lot of time either in transition between activities or on things that are sort of mindless, whether it's social media or, they waste time getting ready and just in between activities. So getting good at time management is one thing. And then being flexible and almost like you have a checklist, right? And it's like, I have these activities I have to do before the week's over, and let me get to them. And however I can get to them, I'm going to do. So for some people who have a more predictable schedule, they work out every day at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever. For you, it's just being flexible and saying, okay, these are the things I need to get done. And however I can get them done, I'll get them done. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right. And some days, like you said, I might working out at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Some other days that's 4 in the morning. You just need to do it and work with what you have, but you need the drive. If you want to do this, you will find time. And guilty as charged. I also on the downtime, like check out the social media and things like that, and realize, oh my God, I need to go to bed in the next few minutes. So I gotta quit that and get the job done, get the exercise done, and be able to do it.
So you mentioned you got to have the drive. For you, what does that mean? What's the driving factor for you? What's been the thing that's pushed you through the hard times and the challenges and to overcome the obstacles? Because there's been a lot along the way, but you've managed it so well.
It's been a long time coming for me that I want to be at the point where I am today. So when you have your first child, your entire world changes. And now you're doing this not just for yourself, but your family and this little kid that just came along that you just want to be there 100% for all their activities. And my son is super active. So it's I was struggling at the very beginning. He was in a year and I was out of breath. I got to do something for myself. And that was my main motivator to do it. So you got to find what that is that keeps you going, because, I totally get it when you have a busy schedule and unpredictable hours, how that can get to you, and you are tired, you just want to go to sleep, or just like chill out on the TV or do something mindless. Like, I get it. But at some point, if this is something that you want to do for yourself, you just have to do it and have to like time manage and be able to, okay, this is when this is happening. And then after this happens, then I can do other things.
Fernando, that's awesome. And I hear that from so many clients where they say, things got really crazy when I had my first child, or they'll have a couple of kids and their life will just be chaos. And then all of a sudden they're like, holy cow, if I don't now spend a little bit of time working on myself and getting myself to a better place, number one, I'm not setting the example I want to set. But number two, I can't keep up. I'm not able to be my best for my family and my kids. So it sounds like you figured that out at an early age, which is great and just fantastic. And that's such a strong drive and strong motivator for so many people. I hear that time and time again.
Sure is,
but
yeah.
As you're kind of going throughout your day and balancing work and family and all of these things, is it just a matter of like, you've just gotten so good at time management, so good at being flexible? Like, any other tips or advice for somebody out there who might be struggling, who also has a family and a high stress job and all this other stuff, how to manage it all, how to balance it?
It's, at the beginning of the program, it's a little bit hard because you're starting to learn how things go, but then you realize that, okay, so things didn't exactly go the way I intended, and I had to change a few things. And then you kind of like, for that week, man, did I achieve the job? Did I lose the weight I wanted to lose and things like that? And yes, it still happens. Even when you juggle things around and you kind of second guessing, did I do the right thing? If you do what you intend to do, it doesn't matter. So I learned not to be so hard on myself when that happens, so that if things were to change, they change, move along, do the work. At the end of the day, you will see the results. And when I saw that, then it was a lot easier to do at that point.
Wow. Fernando, that's a huge one. That's like an incredible knowledge bomb you just dropped, because this is one of the things that people struggle with so much, is perfectionism. And if they're not perfect, then they think, why even do it? Like, it's
right.
The week's over with. I'm just going to wash it away and start again next week. And what you're telling me is progress, not perfection. Learn from your
Correct.
mistakes and just keep trying to move forward. And hey, if it's not a perfect week, that's okay. I'm still doing my best. I'm still getting after it. I'm still getting my workouts in and doing what I can, and then try to improve the next week. Progress, not perfection. And it's something that so many people struggle with, because as soon as they take a little sidestep off, and if they mess up even just a little bit, then they throw in the towel on the week and it's over. And when they do things right, they're not reinforcing that positively. They're not patting themselves on the back or celebrating their successes when they get them. And that's something I think is very important too. So that's amazing that you were able to do that and figure that out, because it's such a huge piece for people moving forward, because nobody's perfect. Nobody is ever perfect, including myself.
Right.
I make mistakes too all the time. It's just about keep moving forward and keep trying to make progress. So amazing. Now tell me, when you started the program, kind of where were you at mentally, physically, emotionally? Kind of just what was life like for Fernando at that point?
Sure. Well, at that point, like I said, this is not a new journey for me. I've been doing this for a while now, and I was able to do some success on my own. So at the point that I started the program, I just started to plateauing on the things that I was doing at that point. And I had been doing like intermittent fasting for 2 years at that point. I was doing more like Peloton bike riding, so not much in terms of like muscle building, which I love to do. So when tonal came along, it was a game changer for me. Like, that's what I've been looking, a way to do the muscle building exercise that I want to do at home on my time. Because that's the other thing, I don't have time to go to the gym. They might be closed at the time I get out of work. So that was a game changer. So, but I was doing the exercise on the tonal for about a year, and I was not really seeing the progress that I wanted to at that point. Like, I knew that I wasn't doing something right, and I needed help. And I've worked with personal trainers in the past, and those have been the times where I've been able to make progress and break through that plateau. So I wanted to do that. Again, I need some help, somebody that knows what they're doing. Like, what's the diet? Like, I have no idea. Like, what are the best exercises to do this or achieve that? And that's where you came along, and you've been a godsend, and I broke that plateau and then some. Like, yeah,
Amazing. So you're in a place where you're doing a lot of things right, right? You're doing cardio, you're exercising, you're doing intermittent fasting, you're trying to eat healthier. So you have some things going well and you're seeing some progress. Then you plateau and you're doing probably too much cardio. Diet isn't quite dialed in where you need it to be. And it's like, how do I get to the next level? So
yeah,
what we had you do, you joined the program, a little bit more strength training, right? We're doing like 4 strength training workouts per week. So a little bit more
yeah,
strength training, less cardio. We dial in the diet, we get the macros on point. We start really refining the details. And what I like to say is it's basically taking these puzzle pieces that a lot of people kind of have on the board and they're doing, this is okay, this is not so bad. And we're taking them and we're putting them together, we're integrating them so that you can get the compounding results and success that you really want, the next level progress. And that's what we were able to get you to. Now, when you were kind of going through this struggle point where this plateau you were at, was
mhm.
there a moment that was like, what was the moment like that you decided you needed help or you needed to change? Was it a specific moment or was it just a gradual kind of like frustration that was building? And then you said, you know what, I'm going to get some help. Like, what was it? What was that decision like?
Sure. So in my case, for example, I was able to lose almost 50 pounds from what I was doing. And not only was I plateauing, but I was starting to gain that a weight back. And that just didn't make much sense to me. Like,
Mhm.
so I started like, try to figure out on myself, like what to do and reading about different types of diets or what can I do. And like nothing seemed to be working for me. At that point, I said, well, I'm definitely doing this is my work for you. It might not work for me. So I need some help in terms of the diet because of it. Clearly, intermittent fasting, it worked great for a while, but like your body just gets used to anything at some point. It doesn't matter what you do. If you don't change that up, you won't be able to break it. I just didn't know what that was. And that's what like led me to get help.
Got it. So I'd say the biggest thing I'll call out for people at home that are watching is when you're doing cardio and you're just managing things with diet, like fasting, for example, what can end up happening is your metabolism will begin to slow, 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 slow. So
Yeah.
then when you try to increase calories or maybe you stop doing the diet, then you gain it back a lot faster. And this is kind of nature's sort of curse for us as human beings. But when you diet down, and then you increase your calories, you gain the weight back even faster. That's a fact of
Yeah.
life and it's a curse. It
Yeah.
stinks. But when we include and we add in a lot more resistance training and we're able to build your strength, we're able to add on more muscle mass, we can increase your metabolism. We could then increase calories and begin to manipulate and play with the macros a little bit more. So now your metabolism is higher, you're able to consume more calories, and you're able to add on muscle and really achieve that nice athletic looking physique, even if the weight doesn't come off in the droves that it did before. So
Correct.
that's kind of the approach we took. And while you only
Mhm.
lost 18 pounds, as you can see from the photos, it looks
A
incredibly
lot
different,
more. Yeah. Yes.
right? Incredibly
Yes. Totally.
different. So
Yeah.
that's the big win there. Now, as you've kind of finished up the program, I guess the big question is like, how does it feel being where you're at now? And how's your life different slash better?
It feels fantastic. I mean, what's not to like? It's like you said, like looks like you lost a lot more than what the scale is saying. But one of the important things that you touch upon many times when you're talking about your pro in the beginning, it's like this is not so much about a weight loss pro, but like a body resurfacing, reshaping program. And I think that's a key thing people need to know, that even though you may not see the result on the scale, there's so many other parameters that now I know how to follow, and I see progress and keeps me motivated. And just the results speaks for themselves. It's like when you build more muscle, that's gonna reflect on the scale, but you're still losing the fat, and it's a great feeling. Like I not only like look better. And yes, of course, you know, that's undeniable and great, but I feel better too. Like my confidence is so much higher than before. And as a person that has to like project confidence in the operating room and like take charge, like that's hugely important. And if you portray that without saying anything, and you look confident, like you command that attention from the people around you, and then whatever you say goes, and it's great. It's a great feeling.
Fernando, that is just you made my day, buddy. You made my day. Thank you so much. I think that's pretty much it.
In my year,
end it
man.
there.
So
We'll end it there. I really appreciate your time. I'm so proud of you. It's been an incredible journey.
Thank you.
Did such a great job. You put in the hard work. You did everything I asked. I can't thank you enough for doing this for me and for what you just said. The respect, the confidence that you've gotten, how people respond to you, how you think about yourself, it's all integrated. And when you start prioritizing your health and fitness, you start taking care of yourself, you look better, you feel better, other people respond to you differently, your life, it changes. It's incredible.
Totally.
Thank you again. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you doing this, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Coach.